I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Good evening and good day to you and you and you and you. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the Sansu Show, the very first episode. Woo! We made it. This is our first, and I'm so excited. Courtesy of PHLV Radio, podcast, Las Vegas, and it's a perfect timing to start a show, because we're going to celebrate today and honor the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And of course, the bill establishing the Martin Luther King Jr. federal holiday was observed every third Monday in January. And it was signed into law in January 1983. Let me see, I was born in that time. Dr. King's biggest role in our society today has been his efforts in advancing the civil rights movement. He brought attention to a big issue that was very, very controversial and very sensitive during his time. In today's world, he made it possible for me to be a part of the discussion, versus the discussion is all about me. But today, I would like to invite you to join me to conversate or to answer 2 questions relating to today's celebration. You can send your answers through YouTube channel, PHLV YouTube channel, or Facebook. And also the Sansu Show Facebook page. You can put your answers there and see how you feel about it. I can't wait. And also, it's really an exciting conversation, really. And don't forget to subscribe also. Here are the 2 questions now. First, how did Dr. King's movement affected you personally? Second, in what part of Dr. King's teachings do we need to see more of today's society? But before you answer those questions, part of our celebration today is to talk about real estate business. And my first guest is a very awesome real estate consultant that will answer not probably all your questions, but some of your questions, Mr. Sonny de Guzman. And my second guest, can't wait. This is I'm going to bring you back to memory lane in 1980s. And they're a very famous family band. And let me guess, if you can guess it. The Jets. And I have a very good interview with one of the Jets family members, Moana Wolf Graham. And she's actually residing now in Hawaii. And before the end of the show, I have 2 amazing friends that will answer those 2 questions that I mentioned a while ago. It's Mr. James Goodman and Aris Chadbury. Hello, everyone. Well, this time, this is a serious business. Because you know why? We're going to talk about real estate business. As you know, a lot of people right now are doing the market. They want to know if it's a seller's market or a buyer's market. But today we have a very, very good guest and knows everything about it, who could answer some of your questions that you sent to me about what is real estate all about. So I would like to introduce to you, well, first of all, let's talk about the market. Okay, the real estate business can be profitable, but it also depends on various factors such as the market conditions, location, the type of property, and the investor's skills and experience. During a strong market, when housing prices are rising, investors have the opportunity to make a profit during or through appreciation. So, without further ado, let me introduce to you my guest today, Sunny De Guzman, a real estate consultant. Hi, Sunny.
Hi,
How you
Sansu.
doing? Oh my
Good. Thank you.
God.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for
Yeah.
being on my show, because so many people wrote me a letter saying, "Oh, Sansu, can you please ask something or someone who could answer some of our questions?" Because real estate is not easy nowadays, right? You know, the market is so hard. You know, especially here in California, because a lot of properties are very expensive, right?
Yes.
Very expensive. And of course, it was the right person to answer these questions that I have in my hand is you,
Okay.
being a consultant.
Sure.
Okay, so that's why I said, oh my God, God sent, right? Okay, our very first question. Oh, first of all, what interested you to be in a real estate business?
Well, a lot of people actually had gone to real estate, just for some reasons. I went through it just because I need to explore, other avenues of passive income. So another ways to develop my skills is looking at how I can actually be profitable doing real estate, because everybody's doing that, right?
Yes.
So I gained my knowledge, and then I saw that there's opportunity for me, because it looks like, my skill is almost aligned to it.
Yes.
So that's why I said, I think I can do this, yes.
Yeah. See you? See? You can answer the question. We have the smart one today. So, okay, let me ask you the very first question that a lot of people
Sure.
ask.
I'll try to answer them as
Okay.
much as I can.
Oh, of course, there's gonna be a rating on the bottom. Okay, is real estate business in California is in crisis?
I wouldn't say it's in crisis, because right now, just going into 2024, definitely there's uptake on home sellers. So the mortgage rate has gone down. It's under 7 right now. So it's good news for those who are selling or buying, because we're in between
Yes.
currently, right? So you evaluate your opportunity, you evaluate your situation, whether you're a buyer or a seller, and you take advantage of what you have, and you can make good decisions by actually doing your homework. So, or consulting someone like me. Right?
Yes. Good answer. But a lot of sellers out there want to do it themselves. They want to sell their properties on their own because they think they can do better. But I don't think it's that easy. So can you give us some advice? It's better to consult or having a real estate agent, behind by selling your property, not just by yourself.
Yeah, I mean, anybody can actually sell their property by themselves. It's called, for sale by owner.
Independent, yeah.
And a lot of it too is actually doing your homework, and it's okay to actually do that, right? If you feel like you're confident enough to do that, but there's certain factors. First is actually, do you know how to get the right price for your property?
Yes.
And that's about research, and that information is a lot of it really is about history, historical activities in your neighborhood or anything to that nature. So we have most realtor and agents and consultants, we have those data, right? And then when you actually need to, and if you are actually selling it by yourself, you also need to look at negotiations, as well as paperwork,
Yes.
the right forms to fill,
Yes.
deadlines. There are actually tricky situations where, what if there's some encroachments, or you need an easement, or anything to that real estate language. Someone like who's seasoned like me can actually explain that better. So
right.
it's not just about putting the price out there, and everybody would grab it. it's also about the situation with the market as well,
Yes.
And the education that comes with it. So.
Yes, and also, I don't think it's a good idea because if you have a buyer that's smarter than you,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they can really, you know, get your mindset and said, okay, I can trick this person or I can get a better price because I know what I'm doing better than the seller.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
Right?
hopefully, you know, we hope not. Someone would take advantage of
Yes.
someone, but it does
I will
happen.
be surprised.
It does
It does
happen, and that's why you want
Yeah.
someone who's experienced.
Yes.
And you know, having an agent or you know, right by your
Yeah.
side, it's actually an ease of your mind
Mhm.
and making sure that you're making the right decision, informed decision. So,
Yes, and then you don't have to do a lot of research.
yes.
Just sit back and relax and let the person do it.
That's right. You know,
Right?
yeah, so.
And another good question that came about is what's the initial step in purchasing a home?
Well, if you're purchasing a home,
Mhm.
you really need to look at your financial
Yes.
status. You know, obviously your credit score, so
Mhm.
you can actually have good rates.
Mhm.
And the first step is really get a pre-approval.
Yes.
Because if you actually get a pre-approval, then you know what your interest rates will be,
Mhm.
as well as looking at what your financial capacity is, so you know the
Mhm.
price range of the property that you want to invest or
Mhm.
acquire.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So you're trying to tell me I can buy a house in Beverly Hills?
Yeah, you can buy a house in Beverly Hills if you're a CEO or yeah, if you're making six figures, definitely, right? But definitely, I wouldn't advise it for someone who's working at Walmart or you know.
or where I work, you know. Well, it's a dream come true. Well, one of these days. Okay, another good question though. How does my agent get paid when buying a house?
Okay, so you know we work by commission,
Uh-huh.
and a lot of it really is around the buyer. So the
Yes.
buyer pays for the
Mhm.
commission. It's already implanted in the contract. So unfortunately, you know, both the commission of the agent, of the selling agent, and the buyer's agent is taken out from the buyer.
From the buyer.
So, yeah.
Is it good to have money for the closing costs?
Definitely, you know, so it's not just about the closing
Mhm.
costs. It's also about your earnest money too, how serious you are.
Oh.
So that earnest money can go to the closing costs anyways, right?
Mhm.
So and it also goes to your down
Mhm.
payment. So the more the bigger the down payment you have,
Yes.
you know, the stronger you look like when you're actually trying to get a property that
Mhm.
can be, you know, that has multiple offers.
It's true.
So
And then also your monthly mortgage will be a little lower.
yes,
if you have a
correct.
good
You know,
down
so
payment.
you know, yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it does.
It
yeah.
does help a lot.
It does help.
And okay, how long do you think it will take to sell my house?
It depends. It depends on what the condition of the house is, how fast you want to go, and then the price. Price is very important
Yeah.
because if you don't price right, you know, your property can stay in the market for a while.
For a while. Huh?
Yeah.
When your house is in the market for like a month or two, that's not a good sign, isn't it?
It's not a good sign whether you know the home or the property is priced right or the market is shifting. You know, there's a lot of factors why those things happen, but definitely, you know, you need an agent to actually find out the reason why.
Yes, and it's good to have it inspected first, right?
Correct. So
Yeah.
a lot of those are actually done when you're actually selling a property or a house. You know, pre-inspections and inspections are really recommended.
That's true.
You're not required to do it,
Yeah.
but we highly recommend this because you can actually tell what's wrong with the property. If there's anything that you need to know about the property, it's all gonna be there. Yeah, and then you can make informed decision whether you want to pursue it or
Yeah.
not. So there's no surprises, so to
It's
speak.
true. And there's also what we call that, you know, we watch sometime on TV and they have like flip the house kind of thing, that you buy a property and then get it fix and then sell it. Is that a
Yes.
good business?
It is a good business
Yeah.
for certain people who
Okay.
actually is really good at it, right?
Oh,
There's
really?
a different type of investment. So definitely, you want to buy low and actually sell high, so you can make a profit. By doing that, you have to upgrade a few things in the property and then price it according to the market. So you really need to make sure if you're going that way, you have contractors already locked in.
Yes.
You already have you already know that what your price point will be.
Yes.
So there's a full spectrum of calculation on how that it would be an advantage for you
Yes.
if you're going that way.
Because that's a very big risk.
Yeah, it could be risky
Yeah,
because
yeah.
there are people who had flipped and then the market has not gone in their favor.
And they're
And
flipping
then-
themselves.
Yeah, instead of making money, they now they lost money, right?
they split.
So yeah.
That's why you have to be careful. Listen to our consultant.
Yes.
Okay, now, it's now a good time to sell.
Right now, just to be transparent, the number of units that is actually still low being sold
Yes.
out there, but it had a little bit of an update
Yes.
coming in 2024. But if you compare it from 2019 pre-pandemic, the inventory is still low.
It's still low.
So the selling and the buying is all about your situation.
That's right.
Yeah, so if you really need to, then definitely
Yeah.
you can go ahead and do that as long as you know what you are into it.
So is it good to maybe watch on the news sometimes, and if it's a good time to sell now or is it a good time to buy? Because as you said, it fluctuates, the market fluctuates.
Yeah, historically
So
the
it's-
market fluctuates, right? But really it's about consulting the right agent.
the right agent, right?
Yeah, the right person that you can work and partner with.
Oh, okay.
Because it all depends on your situation. If you have to move somewhere and you need your property to be sold, or if you're buying another property and do you have equity on another property? So it's all about
it's
that.
all about that,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. So you need to make informed decisions based on the homework that you're doing. And
Yeah.
consulting us or agents like me is takes
It's a big advantage.
It's a big advantage. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, because you have more knowledge, you already studied it, you've been there, you know what you're doing, instead of us trying to figure it out, and by the time you figure it out, you'll be 50 years old. And then the house is so old to sell. It's breaking down.
Yeah.
I should have called Sonny 50 years ago. But now it's gone. But okay, so there's another very interesting question. What if I sell my home but I'm not able to find a new one to buy?
Well, that's actually it. That's why you want to know first
Yeah.
your situation, right?
I think that's a
You
big
know,
one.
Yeah, because you don't want to sell your home and then you're not gonna go anywhere. You might have some cash on you because of the equity, but then where am I gonna live? Right? So, and that's where we come in.
Yeah.
We can give you options on how to actually work around that.
That's true.
So,
That's very true.
Yeah.
Because that is a big, oh my God, would you
Yeah,
imagine?
you don't want to
sold
do
it-
that. Sell your house just because.
Like, you were in Beverly Hills before. Why are you now in downtown San Jose?
Well, that's okay. If you want to downgrade, San Jose is still a good place to live. So.
But not on the street, though.
Oh yeah, not a tent city. Okay, right, that's good.
Yeah, if a lot of foreclosures hit the market, will that bring down home values?
Definitely, it does affect
It does
home
affect,
values because definitely those foreclosures, the prices of those houses will definitely go down. So it does affect some, but then definitely it's not a it's not the driven factor of why houses don't sell.
Yeah. So you just really have to watch. As I said, you really need a good consultant because it's a big risk. Because that's a big investment. Your home is your investment.
Correct.
Right? That's number one. That's why you have to be careful when you make that move and just, say, oh, okay, I can do this myself. No, because it's a lot of homework. a lot. And a lot of people get, I don't want to use the word, messed up or, get over. What's the right word you mentioned?
Well, they can
take advantage of
Yeah,
it.
they can be taken advantage or misinformed.
Misinformed, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't want to use the other word, and then I have to control myself, ladies and gentlemen. How do you market analysis on a property? I think that's a very deep question.
So market analysis that's how you determine the price of your property.
Mm-hmm.
You look at certain number of homes that's actually similar, like an apple to apple, and you try to see those who have actually sold. So that's how you can compare your the price of your property.
Yes.
So, and then if you don't have a comparison, then that's where the agent comes in and say, hey, okay, we can set this price up this way because we can do a plus or minus of this, whether it's a 4-bedroom or a 3-bedroom or anything to that nature. As long as we have that data, you'll still be able to mesh that. Yeah.
Oh my God. You see? Watching the Sansu Show, you get this kind of information. You know what I mean? So, oh my God, I owe this man a lot because he took his time to answer all you guys' questions. But those are very important questions. But, so Sunny, how can they get hold of you to, so you can help our viewers out there?
Well, you can reach me at 206-351-8540. 206-351-8540, and again, my name is Sunny de Guzman, and I can actually do free consulting anytime at your convenience. So all you need to do is just call me, and we'll determine whether you're ready or not. So and there's no pressure. This would be informed decision for you, so then you can make the right decision.
Yes. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to show you what's do's and don't that you're not supposed to do if a real estate agent wants to help you. So we're going to show some clips that we got an advice from Sunny on how to do it. So right now we want to say goodbye. Thank you so much, Sunny.
Thank you, Sansu.
Thank you, and you bless a lot of people with answering all these questions. And so we're going to end with a clip later. But again, I just want to say thank you so much for helping us, for our audience out there, and clearing some of the questions that they have in their mind. So God bless you, and hope to see you again.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, hello, Miss Tapia.
Hello, hola.
Speak English?
Oh, hola.
Ooh, I heard you want to buy a house.
Yes, house. Beautiful house.
Oh, what kind beautiful house?
Oh,
White
and
house?
black house, yellow house, any house.
Oh,
Dog house, okay.
So
Dog
you
house.
have money to buy property?
Money. Pacquiao. Money, Pacquiao. Yeah.
No.
Boxing, Pacquiao.
No, the real
No.
money.
What
Dollars.
Dollars?
Yes.
Oh,
Dollars.
Yes.
This is EBT. No, EBT.
Money. Buy milk. You buy food.
No.
You buy food. You put it.
No, dollars. No money, Pacquiao. No, dollars, just dollars. I'm sorry. No house for you. No house.
Hello, Mrs. Jones.
How are you doing?
Hi. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Oh, guess what? I want to invest. This is a good time to invest. Oh my God.
I know.
Yes.
Did you like that house that you saw at the last one I showed you?
Oh yes. Especially it was next to Brad Pitt's house.
Yes. Nice.
But,
Okay.
Let's talk about
getting this house for you. First, what's your job title?
job. I don't work. I own businesses. I just drove my Jaguar this morning, and then my Lexus. Oh my God, what am I gonna do with my Maserati? But anyway, my dear, let's talk about.
Okay. So you own your own job. What is your credit
Is it
score?
a business, my dear, my business.
Your business. It's not a job, it's a business. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What's your credit score?
Oh my God. 800 plus.
Whoa.
800 plus.
That's why I gotta see.
Because
I have
pay
not.
everything I paid.
Oh, in cash?
Yes, my dear. I don't believe in those credit cards.
Okay.
Cash.
So let's get this started then.
Yes.
Down payment
Mm-hmm.
is between 3% to 20% with an interest rate of 7%. So how are you going to pay for this? This house that you're looking at is $1 million.
Yes.
You have that money?
Of course. Let me see. My dear, it is good enough for you.
$1 million? You're paying it in cash?
Of course.
Oh my God. Well, Mrs. Jones, you just bought yourself a house.
Thank you. This is your tip. Brad Pitt.
Armpit.
Let's get our groove back with the 80s family band. The one and only the Jets. Please join me in my conversation with one of the Jets family members, Miss Moana Wolfram. Check this out. Hello, I'm back. Oh, you know what? This one is the exciting part of the show, you guys. Oh my God, this is like a blessing because I've watched this group for a very long time. I think they're younger than me, but it doesn't really matter. But anyway, I don't know if you can guess this one. Let me tell you something. They're a Tongan American family band from Minneapolis, Minnesota, right? And composed of brothers and sisters who perform pop R&B and dance music. They started performing as a family band in 1977. The group enjoyed worldwide success in 1985 through 1990, performing 3 world tours and producing 5 top 10 hits on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100. Let me see if you can guess this one, but let me tell you some of the band members' names first. Leroy, Eddie, Eugene, Heidi, Rudy, Kathy, Moana. They are called the Jets.
Howard, good to see you. Good to meet you. And it's nice to be here.
Yes, me too. Thank you so much for taking your time to be in my show. Oh my God, this is a very good beginning. Thank you for blessing me because this is my first episode of my podcast. My podcast is all about community empowerment and also that to showcase a lot of the entertainers worldwide, basically. But our producer is from Las Vegas, so it's a PHLV Radio based in Las Vegas. And tell us a little bit about why you're in Hawaii. You're not in Minneapolis.
Yes, no, Minneapolis we left Minneapolis probably over 25, maybe 30 years ago. The Jets were there for 15 years, and then everybody moved out west. We got married and started families in Hawaii, California, Las Vegas, and just stayed on the West Coast. It's too cold in Minnesota, so...
I was in Hawaii. I lived in Hawaii for almost 5 years. So I know how you feel. I love Hawaii. I mean, I married
a local boy from the North Shore of Oahu and moved to a little town of Laie. And that's where I live, right by the Polynesian Cultural Center, and raised my family here.
All right. So how old were you when you started singing?
Boy, I started pretty young with my family. I was probably 5 or 6 years old. But when we became the Jets, I was the youngest of the 8 in the group. And I was about 7 years old.
7 years old. And I heard you were kind of busy because you got, 17 children?
Yes. So the Jets made the oldest in the group. And I was 11 at the time. And then my parents still had, more children's, after the Jets. There was 11 more kids. I think it was 9 or 10 more kids after So,
See, I know there's a connection between Tongan and Filipinos because
yes.
I have children.
I-
Filipinos, so they have 21 kids, 15 kids.
I love about the Filipino people is they feel like family to us. And everyone that we met treat us like we're family and the best food that we can't get over how good the food is. Yeah.
So when you lived in Minneapolis before, did you ever had a chance to see Prince? Because I know Prince is from Minneapolis too.
Yes. In fact, his producer that did Purple Rain was our producer on our first record and our second.
Wow.
And then we were the first group to do a video at his studio, Paisley Park. The music was Cross My Broken Heart. We were the first group to perform and create a video at his studio. So we did a lot of interaction with a lot of his people.
Oh, wow. Wow. I know you were pretty sad what happened to him and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
He definitely left his mark in the music industry and created a very unique style of music that we are always honored to hear and listen to. Yeah.
Yeah. So your family or your parents, are they in the music? I mean, in music? They love music? That's why they started a band?
Yeah. Kind of like Filipinos, music has always been in our culture. My mom was an entertainer. She was a Polynesian dancer and a singer.
Oh, wow.
And my father played the ukulele and danced. So it was in the blood. But when they came to America, they watched Jacksons and the Osmonds on TV. And that's where they got the idea. You know what? We need to create a family band of our own. And that's kind of how.
Yeah, that's like the Jackson 5.
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay, the one that really a lot of people ask me, said, why is their last name Wolfgram? It sounds German. Is your father?
So my third great grandfather came from Germany and went with his brothers and his cousins. They were merchants looking for different business opportunities, and they ended up in Tongan Islands and married my third great grandmother, and that's why our last name is Wolfgram. But the problem, when we came out, our manager said, "You don't look German. The name is too long. We have to find something else that will be a little bit more catchy." And he heard this by Elton John called Benny and the Jets. And that's how we.
Oh, because I know Wikipedia, it says your first name, the band's name was Quasar?
Quasar.
Oh, Quasar.
Our brothers came up with that name, but when our manager heard us, he said, "No, you don't look like a quasar." You know, we loved Earth, Wind, and Fire. So our brothers were like, we have to find a name that's kind of outer space. But the Jets seem to fit. He said that's a little quicker and easy to put on a T-shirt and baseball cap, and people can say it and it comes to mind faster. So that's how we became the Jets.
Yes, and it's shorter too.
Yes, yes.
I mean, either airplane or jets, you know. It's easy. Yeah, so, okay, so what is the plan? I mean, are you guys still together as a family or?
So we've been in the industry for over 35 years. Our family, the music brought us together, but it was the music business that almost tore our family apart.
Oh.
And so we split into two groups, and there was a time we weren't even talking to each other. Our brothers, they were trying to take us out of being the Jets, and we had to work it out as a family. We had to learn to put our family first, then the music. So we finally were able to forgive each other and move on. My brothers have a residency show in Vegas called the Jets 80s and 90s Experience. And then me and a brother, Eddie, we travel across the country and around the world doing a traveling show. So we are now all civil with one another, but there's two different groups, one that remains in Las Vegas and the other that travels across the country and into, we'll be heading to the Philippines. So we're excited about that.
I know, that's what I heard. I talked to your producer and they said that, I know the Philippines are so excited. I already told my relatives in the Philippines that you better start buying tickets because it's going to be sold out soon. But it's one thing that is my dream is to watch you guys really perform live. One of these days, maybe you're going to be in California, you guys. When are you guys going to be in California?
Let's see. We're looking at some shows in the springtime. They're still settling on. There is one in May There's two, I think in June. I'll have to get the names of the cities, but definitely we would love to have you come out to the show, especially
Yes.
with our friends, Sunny and Bang. They're the best.
Yes, they're the best. That's my sister from another mother. But so I heard that you play also an instrument besides singing, right? You play.
I play a little bit of keyboards and a little percussions, but in our show, my sister Kathy is our keyboard player, Eddie is saxophone and percussions, and then me and my other sisters focus on the vocals. So.
Oh, okay. Well, if you need any dancers, just hook me up.
Great.
Or background,
Yeah.
I'll be available with the background thing. I'm always a background anyway. Every time we take a picture, I always end up to be the shadow. I'm like, okay, I guess that's my role all the time.
Please,
Yeah, but I'm just so excited, girl. I can't stop laughing. I can't say, I said, oh my God, I'm gonna interview the Jets. It's a mind blowing for me. But every time I listen to you guys' music, but one of my favorite song is, let me see here. Let me think. Oh, Crush on You is my favorite one. Crush. Because when I was young, I had a crush on this guy, and every time I pretend, I'm gonna start singing and say, I got a crush on you, but he never get it really. So it didn't work, unfortunately.
Right.
But okay, so do you guys write your own songs too, right?
Yes.
Or you have?
So we've taken more of a backseat because we started raising our own families. I'm the mother of 6, and I've been married for 24 years.
Wow.
And my siblings all have children now. So we still write and produce music, and we do jet shows. In fact, there's been a surge for more 80s music, which is why the Jets got on the road again. Is because people from our era have real jobs, and they want to come see the groups they grew up on. So it allows us the opportunity to go out and sing these songs again. And so, we do these shows out on the road, but we also do a lot of songwriting and producing all kinds of music, gospel music, country music, reggae.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, that's one thing I never heard. Because I always think of you guys as R&B, and that's it. But you do reggae too?
Yes,
Reggae?
well, the island. So my husband and I write a lot of reggae music, and we write music for other groups as well.
Oh, wow. So you've been married for 24 years. So silver anniversary is coming up.
Oh, I know, right around the corner.
Yeah,
That's
this year?
This year coming up will be our 25th. Yes.
My God, you look so young though to be married for 25.
Well, thank you.
When you were 2 or so?
It's been a minute. Yes. But appreciate traveling when you are married and have children. You just appreciate traveling because you look at things differently when you're older. You have more gratitude.
It's true. It's very true. It's totally being a mother.
Yes.
It's a totally different perspective than being single. Right? It's really different. It's
you
different.
Just at the world differently, and you're thankful for things you have, and you look at people differently, and
It's true. And okay, so you're gonna have a new CD coming up, or is this something that we're gonna look forward to?
have a CD that we've had out. We haven't done a more recent one as the Jets. We need to, though. So I'm glad you reminded me so we can get it done. And I'm working on a book. It's kind of a documentary book of my life in the music. But other than that, we just stay busy raising our children and our families. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, let us know where we can get hold of you when you finish your book. Just hit. Hey, Sansu, my book is ready. Let's talk about it. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
And also for your music, when you guys finish, and I'm glad that you guys are together again.
Yes.
Family that stays together.
I think it's one of those things where we knew we were a family. We have to learn we can be angry forever, but you know what? One day we have so many children. They all are cousins. It would be ridiculous for us to be angry with each other. My parents have 80 plus grandchildren among all the children. So we get to, it's more important we forgive each other and move on and forget about the drama and just love each other more. So that's kind of our mantra now is to try and forgive and forget.
Yes, that's right. That's right. It's a very good New Year mantra.
Yes.
Forgive and forget. So
Yeah.
I feel sorry for Santa Claus on Christmas. 88, 80 grandkids. Oh my God.
And
I'm surprised your grandma didn't hide anywhere. That's getting very expensive.
yeah,
80 grandkids?
yes, we do a lot more reunions where we say,
Mhm.
forget about the gifts and let's spend time together. Let's meet. We do a lot of get-togethers and family eatings and reunions.
Mhm.
Will seem to mean more. People forget about the presents, but the time that we're
Yes.
together need. Yeah.
Yeah. The time is the essence, and which is not a lot of people think about that.
No.
Because every time Christmas comes, holidays come, oh, I gotta buy some presents. They forgot
Yeah.
about that it's about family.
Yes.
It's about togetherness, and I'm glad that you said that.
Yeah.
Coming from you, a lot of people will really relate to that.
Yeah. And we music industry is very easy to get distracted by the fame, but there is always a day when someone else is going to come along and
Mhm.
another block, and you have to learn to be realistic and to be, thankful
Mhm.
for the opportunities, but also bring it back to reality. We fame isn't everything. It's living with one another and being together.
Oh, amen to that. Amen to that. Yeah. So, also you also do the Selena medley. Can you tell
Yes.
us a bit about that?
You know
Why
what?
did I sing Selena's song?
Yes, there was a song that was written specifically for the group.
Uh-huh.
And our record company or our management, we didn't even get to hear it, but they uh, didn't take the song, and it ended up not being used. But it
Oh,
landed in the hands of Selena, and she ended up doing the song "Dreaming of You." And
oh,
I think because we had a song on our record called "Dreaming of You," so I think it would have been. Um, we had a song called "You're in My Dreams," and so maybe two songs too close to one another. The title.
mhm.
Anyway, when Selena passed away, we heard about it. We had never known. And so in tribute to her, we do that song in our show, just to tribute what a beautiful soul she was, and that her life was cut short, and she had a beautiful voice and left a beautiful legacy for people. So we do Selena in our show to honor her.
That's nice of you guys. Oh my God. Not a lot of people will do that. Not a lot of group will do that to salute someone. You know what I'm saying? To be part of the show. And so I know because you're a very busy person and I don't want to take all your time, but is this any way that we can contact our friends out there? How can they get hold of your next show, or how can they find out where you guys at? Do you have a
Uh,
website?
yes, it's taken us forever, but you could go on Facebook, The Jets, and
Uh-huh.
also Instagram. It's called the 80s Jets. And
Yes.
I send Sunny and Bang some information so that you can just post it, that shows how they can just tap on a link and find the Jets and where we're going to be at.
Oh,
So,
okay. Is there any shout out that you want to say before we?
I want to thank you, and I want to thank all those who Jets. Um, I just turned 50 not too long ago, and
No, come on, for real.
yeah, and I've realized, you should be thankful for the things that you've had in your life. I want to thank all of those fans that have kept the music of the Jets alive. We definitely appreciate it, and whenever we have an opportunity to perform, it means a lot to us to share that with them. So thank you for your support, and just I hope to meet you, and we'll see you at the next.
Yes, thank you so much again. Reno, say hi to all your brothers and sisters and your kids and your family. And more blessings to you guys, and hope to see you when you come to California. As I said, I'm available being a dancer.
We'll keep that. Okay. All right.
Our background. And I just want to also thank Bang and Sunny for introducing me to you. And Newport World. You're gonna be in the Philippines, Newport World Resort, January 26 to 27.
Yes, we so excited. The Philippines has always been a part of kind of like a second home for us when we leave the United States. So when Sunny and Bang said that we would like to come to the Philippines, of course, It's everybody there is just always so welcoming. It's like going back to family. So if you're in the Philippines or you're coming to the Philippines, come see the Jet and come to the show. We'd love to see you there.
Yeah, and you're going to be in Cebu in February 4th, right?
Yes, and I'm Cebu, so I'm excited to go to Cebu.
Did you even learn a little Tagalog at all? Any Filipino?
Let's see. Mahala kita, mahala ko kayo. Salamat. Just a little. But I did try.
Maraming salamat.
Yes, I tried balut, and my husband loves to eat that. And the food. We love the food in the Philippines.
Yes. So there is really a connection between Tonga and Philippines. And again, I just want to thank you so much. More blessing to you and your family. And I said, hope to see you and meet you in person. Aloha, my dear.
Aloha, God.
Well, thank you so much, Moana Walgram, for gracing us with your presence. And now let's talk about my previous 2 questions. Let me refresh you. The first one was, how did Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s movement affected you personally? And the second is, what part of Dr. King's teachings do we need to see more of today's society? Now let's listen and watch the response from my 2 friends. We're gonna start off with Aris Chadberry. She's a film director and a director. And also followed by James Goodman. He's a poet and a musician. Check this out.
The impact of Martin Luther King and his role in abolishing segregation should be inspirational to Filipinos who only won the right to be called such after many years of merely being considered Indio in a settler colonial Philippines where the first Filipinos were the island-born Spanish. Because this is unnamed and sublimated in our education back home, we still experience the echoes of this segregation through colorism and class hierarchy. More Filipinos need to study Black history and Black liberation if we want to truly decolonize our minds.
Hello, Susan. I want to thank you for inviting me to participate in this podcast. I appreciate it, the opportunity to kind of speak to the 2 questions you were asking. The first one, I believe, was how Dr. King affected me personally. And I can tell you that it affected me deeply. His teachings and hearing him speak was incredibly moving for me. And really, since I grew up with very little experience of what Black people were going through in this country, it was an eye-opening experience for me to just hear him speak so eloquently about not only what his people were going through as Black Americans, being the repression and the brutality that they were undergoing, that his movement brought that into the public eye in a way that I hadn't experienced anything. I didn't have any Black friends growing up. There were no Black people around me, really, in my school. And it wasn't because it was openly segregated. It was segregated by geography and economics. And, I just didn't understand how unfair that was. It wasn't part of my reality until watching him speak made me understand, or started to let me understand, that the whole idea of being woke, that is so derided by the right. Being woke is simply becoming to an understanding of just how deep institutional racism is part of our society. It's not about all the things the right is trying to make it be. It's just getting the sensitivity, like what happened in Tulsa back in the 20s, when a whole Black neighborhood was wiped out and hundreds of people were slaughtered. That was never publicized. I didn't learn about that in school. But the sensitivity that Dr. King brought to the issue and the eloquence with which he spoke was just amazing. Like Lincoln or Kennedy, he's in that pantheon. Gandhi, he's a giant. He's a humanitarian. And the problem is not enough of his words are being spoken today. Here's the last thing I want to say. where he gave a speech at the Conference of New Politics in Chicago in 1967. I believe it was called The Three Evils of Society. Very short. For the good of America, it is necessary to refute the idea that the dominant ideology in our country, even today, is freedom and equality, while racism is just an occasional departure from the norm on the part of a few bigoted extremists. Racism can well be that corrosive evil that will bring down the curtain on Western civilization. So that was written 55, 56 years ago, right? Now, it's not speaking to the condition of our country today, where you have people maintaining, it's, what's the matter with these Antifa people? Why are they, it's not really such a problem, Well, it is. The racism in this country is still deep and still painful and still as ugly and still as dangerous as it was back then. And look at the way our country is polarized. That race is very much a huge part of that polarization, unfortunately. So Dr. King's words mean as much today as they did over 50 years ago. And we better listen to him, because we're not on a good path right now. So hopefully, if more people would spread his message, we might be able to turn this around. I certainly hope so. Thank you, Susan. And God bless everyone. And let's pray that we don't take the wrong path. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aaron's, Chadbury, and James Goodman, for your perspectives, for your answers to those questions. It was so heartfelt. Oh my God. Now, let me give you my own perspectives on those two questions. First, how did Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s movement affected me personally? Huge. It affected me so much, because growing up in the Philippines, it wasn't easy being a black woman or a black girl. Especially, I'm the darkest in the family, and I've been called all kinds of names from the time I was able to walk all the way I was growing up. I mean, racism, discrimination, I felt everything. I can still remember, walking in the street, minding my own business, and people can just stop calling me ugly names, gorilla, monkey, the N-word, all of that stuff. I mean, think of a little girl and listening to this and being called, and I just bow my head, because I can't believe why they're calling me all these kinds, and I just don't understand it. And even in school, with some of my schoolmates, I forgive kids because they're ignorant, but the ignorance of the adults, I just can't forgive. I just can't understand it. I can't accept it. And because that's why I develop inferiority conflict. I mean, when people come to our house, they don't even see me, because I'm always inside the closet. Because I don't want people to call me names. I just can't accept it no more. And but you know what? That I Have a Dream speech really touched my heart. But I didn't hear that. I didn't hear about Dr. King until I got in Hawaii. I never heard of him when I was in the Philippines, which is really sad, But the young generation, I applaud the young generation nowadays, because they're really making a difference. It might not be a lot, but they're making a little bit of a difference. I mean, we elected the very first black president. That makes a difference. That makes a little bit, it opens up, an opening door for all race. And, I would like for it to continue, and for everyone to really just get along. I mean, we're all God's children, right? We just made different, but we're all God's children. But okay, let me talk about the second question. What part of Dr. King's teaching do we need to see more of today's society? Well, Dr. King's wore a lot of hats. He was a pastor, he was an activist, he was humanitarian, and most of all, widely known for his work and improvements, not only for African American civil rights movement, but for all human race. He believed in nonviolent ways through organizing various protests and marches. Made a huge impact in our country and our other parts of the world. Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech also is also relevant now as it was in 1963. It remains an essential guide, a roadmap for our long journey to racial injustice and also the voting rights. For the love of this country, guys, come on. Let's go forward. Let's unite. Let's spread love and compassion to one another. I'll leave it as that. But again, I just want to thank you for spending time with me and my guests. And I can't wait to see you again. And remember, every Saturday at 8 p.m. I'm going to be in your doorsteps or on your TV or your YouTube or your Facebook. And I hope you enjoyed our show today. I just want to thank a special thanks to the producer of PHLV, Johan Sison. He's been an amazing guy. He had a lot of patience with me, and also his production team. I just want to thank you guys for helping me out, and also thanks for my guests, Sunny De Guzman and his beautiful wife-to-be, Big Tapasio, and also Ms. Moana Graham, and Aris. Aris is a film writer and also a director. And also James Goodman, our poet and our musician. So thank you so much, you guys, for spending time, or for actually giving me your time to be with me and to share your time. Please don't forget to subscribe, and also hit me on the Facebook page. And also don't forget to spay and neuter your pets. So I just want to leave you with love, peace, and joy. And God bless you all. And come on, join me in singing a birthday song to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. You know it doesn't make much sense, or out to low against anyone who takes offense at the day in your celebration. Cause we all know in our minds that there will be a time that we can set aside to show just how much we love you. And I'm sure you would agree, you could fit so perfectly than to have a world party on the day you came to be. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I just never understood how a man who died for good couldn't have a day or would, but set aside for his recognition, because it should never be just because some cannot see the dream is clear as sea. That day should have become an illusion, and we all know everything that he stood for time will bring, for in peace and heart we sing. Thanks to Martin Luther King. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. on this incredible journey to change lives by donating to the Aita Tribe Foundation. We are a dedicated group on a mission to improve the lives of the Aita tribes. Your donation will fund the construction of water tanks and toilets, distribution of water containers, and the purchase of water buffaloes for agricultural tools and transportation. All these crucial services are made a reality through your support and the help of our volunteers. With enough donations, we can also continue our feeding program into the future. We'll be able to help the Aita tribes one village at a time. So thank you all, and may God bless you always.